Just going to get rid of any negative energy. Hello, welcome back to subscribers, and welcome to anybody new. Please do subscribe or like or share the video because it does help to get content out and about. Please don't be shy about doing that. Now the story behind this video is I lost touch with a very, very dear friend of mine about 4 years ago, and we just got back in touch. We haven't met up yet, but I said, oh, shall I do your cards? And they said, yeah. So no details, obviously. Now this person is a first decan Scorpio. So, and I'm glad I know that because the cards for first decan Scorpio are the Five of Cups. So and the Five of Cups has come out again here. The Knight of Cups and card 13. So knowing that makes this a lot easier for the first decan Scorpio, because it means you're being yourself rather than the gloominess of that card. It can go both ways. So what I'm just trying to show in this reading is that I'm sure energy is universal, stories are universal, and obviously with no personal details, the template of this story could fit to anybody's life. So this is why I'm sharing it, so anybody could benefit from it because the particulars are going to be different. Okay. So, but thank you to my friend for agreeing for me to share this. Now, the main card here from the Shaman's Dream deck, this is possibly my favourite oracle card deck, like ever. My friend didn't know which deck I'd chosen, selected card number 36, which is Lost in Space. Now, Lost in Space. Sometimes in life we lose our way, perhaps falling prey to addictive behaviours, jealousy, comparison, resistance or fear. This happens especially when we are up-levelling and genuinely changing for the better. A part of us, hiding in the vast expansiveness of space, wants to sabotage our progress. In the transformation process, our inner world no longer feels safe or inhabitable as we find that our thoughts and beliefs have morphed beyond recognition. Now, I just like to pause there and say, currently, you've got it's the Death card, it's a Scorpio card, transformation, and you've got the Ten of Swords, so you might be feeling like self-sabotaging, and it's playing on your mind, Eight of Swords. And then actually, the weirdest thing is, you have the Death card there, and repeated, you have the Ten of Swords. But you're going to find a way to change that going forwards. So the way the cards came out was really rather lovely. You may find yourself adrift in this way right now, unable to focus or determine the next step. You might be tired and simply need to regroup and rest. When you lack direction, the first thing to do is to redirect your perspective of time. Like a newborn baby who needs swaddling to feel safe, you're invited to reduce your life visioning to the next 24 hours. Anyone can handle living in the 24-hour compartments, which allows everything to feel grounded and manageable. You get lost in space when you imagine being swallowed up in the giant vastness of the future, with its dark uncertainty, or reflect on how your past has held you captive in a hall of distorted, never-ending mirrors, reminding you of your mistakes and flaws, failures and losses. Take heart that the simple 24-hour container immediately banishes those two awful eternities away. You will find your energy and focus restored as you recognise that you were never lost at all. Keep it simple. Right now, conserve your energy and take care of you in basic fundamental ways, and the world will be right again. So this is Colette Baron-Reid, the Shaman's Dream Oracle deck. So Lost in Space. There you go. Now the past then. It got a little bit out of control because I thought, well, what's going on? We've got so much repetition here. The little bit that I do know about my friends' last 4 years, something had to come to an end. So, I mean, it's almost like a tower card came, which is universal force saying that you can't go down that road any longer. I'm just going to put some music on. That this is monetization, instrumentals, beats. I'm going to put a link in the description box. It's royalty for copyright free, so just give it a bit of. There we go. And you got the Hierophant card. So that's about faith. You have to put faith back in yourself. It's the Seven of Pentacles, I know which one it is. Seven of Pentacles. Going from the past where, you know, oh, I'm going to go and pick this card up actually. You're thinking, crikey, this isn't where I should be, this isn't, this wasn't on the life plan. But you had to surrender to a higher power. Again, something was, if you can look at that, you had to surrender to a higher power. And also I think you had to almost relearn your faith in yourself and your abilities, because this end wasn't, it's the very end. Something came full circle. And it hurt. It hurt. But the decisions you made then, the Judgment card, have actually put you on a new path to, I mean, to go from the Three of Swords to this is almost like whoever you have faith in actually gave you a new start. Gave you a new start. But also to have the Judgment and the World card together there, yeah, this was quite a cataclysmic event. And you didn't want to do it. You're probably kicking and screaming. I'm going to take those off for now. But what you've managed to do is turn whatever the change was, you've managed to turn the Seven of Pentacles into the Eight of Pentacles. So there's something, I'm guessing your work, Pentacles is about, you see how hard he's working there. This is somebody about thinking, crikey, a little bit disappointed. But I mean, this guy just gets on and focuses on it. So it's almost like probably work was your focus. It's your work that's got you through. And what happened here, this is like the caterpillar going through the cocoon or the chrysalis to become the butterfly. So whether this is the lost in space, you almost feel like you're self-sabotaging a little bit, or and your inner critic is kicking in, or whatever this was in the past was a total sabotage, being stabbed in the back 10 times. Somebody that I do know, this part of my friend's story, if somebody did do that. They did that a lot. So if this is current energy, so what I would like to do is just work on this card here, because this is the triggers. It's obviously it's still triggering you. The Eight of Pentacles, the work, it's that your focus on work is getting you through, and it's leading you on to sort of more sort of fresh new adventures. I'm going to turn this off. It's going to drive me nuts with the adverts. Okay, back to silence. It's the Ace of Wands, Page of Wands. It's about getting new energy, going further forward with happiness. And here comes one of your birthday cards, the Knight of Cups. So to have the Eight of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, and the Knight of Cups running through there, this is what's helping you dial down the inner critic and any residual unforgivingness of the mistakes you made in the past, which brought about this massive change. Now this, whatever pitch battle that was, I mean, this is sort of leaking in from the past. This is part of the trigger thing. How could I let that happen? And because it's you, to me. Well, forget that this is the Five of Cups, but he's looking down at what he's lost all the time. Well, you're learning how to let go of that and just turn your back on it and walk away. And what's interesting is we've got the 8 and the 8 there. Now, I'd like to get a third. I've got 2 decks out there. And just to explore that 8 of Swords, turning that 8 of Swords into the 8 of Cups that you can walk away from with this Knight of Cups here. Because I mean, you've got each of your birthday cards here. So this is very much, something's going on at the moment where you don't need to be lost at all. You just need to focus on going forward, not on the past, and not letting this sabotage trigger you. The Fool, perfect. Brand new start. It's card 0 because you have the World card here. So whatever this new start has been or is, embrace it. The Fool card. This is about trust. It's one of those things. I'm going to just fall backwards into this Fool because I trust there aren't any rocks there. It's like that exercise where team building thing where you just fall back and somebody will catch you. And look at this is sacred geometry. You've got a faith like we had here, saying here. The universe is not going to let you get damaged. That's big. That's big. Yeah. Lost in space. It might be a little bit confusing right now. You might have these ideas just flying around up here, which is why don't look, when those ideas come into your head, don't look further forward than 24 hours with them. And what's lovely there is you've got the 10 of Swords, and as we're talking about this 8 of Swords here, we get the 2 of Swords, so 8 and 2 is 10. So this is how you could be self-sabotaging if you try and make too many grand plans, because some of it might still be a little bit fluid at the moment. But you're learning how to let go. So let's have 2 more cards here. Ah, 2 of Wands, perfect. You're turning the 2 of Swords into the 2 of Wands. You see, when you move home, the first thing look, she's got the globe there and the map. First thing you do is hang your curtains, isn't it, really? So this is about, either having moved home or moving home, or in your mind. Here it feels much more of a psychological moving home. You've got a 2 and a 2 there, you see. So it's almost like, it's a fresh way of thinking. It's the 2 of Wands. It's the beginning, of the lower register runs from the Ace to the 10. This is the 2, and currently we're in the 2 of Wands because it's Aries, first deck in Aries season. So you've got some fresh thinking. Shut up. Um, I like the way this is feeling. King of Swords. There you go. King of Swords is the man with the plan. So because of what happened, this Ten of Swords, this sabotage from somebody, and we've heard from Lost in Space, don't make too many sort of grand plans, but this makes me feel as though instead of, you've had to be very reactive to things, but now you can start planning again, because the King of Swords is somebody who actually, he'll make a plan, and it's almost like he'll put blinkers on, walk across a tightrope across a ravine, get on, and nothing matters until he gets to the other side, then follow the plan, make a plan, follow it, make a plan, follow it, but do it within the confines of when you need to, this Lost in Space 24-hour sections. But as I said, instead of you feeling as though you're reactive and emotional about it, Cups, because as a Scorpio, Scorpios have very deep emotions. You're taking it out. You're being a bit more logical about things, probably because you can finally start planning a little bit more. I mean, we lead in with the Scorpio card, the Death card, which by default is a Cups card. 10 of Swords, 8 of Swords, 2 of Swords, 5 of Swords. And then we've got the 5 of Cups, the 8 of Cups. It's very Cups and Swords, Cups and Swords. Cups of the heart, Swords of the head. So it's like, do I do this, do I think with my head or do I go with my heart? And whatever it is, you've actually struck a very nice balance, because you're running through this as the Death card, the Knight of Cups and the 5 of Cups. I hope this is making sense to you. But what you're doing now is putting a lovely balance on things. Look at the King of Swords here. He's top of the mountain. He's risen above and he's having a good look. You've risen above something to have a good look down, and obviously you can see a lot more bird's eye view. One last card here then. King of Wands. Well, that's lovely. To have the plan, and then the energy, the enthusiasm, King of Wands, to move it on. Oh, that's lovely to finish like that. I wouldn't have expected any less of you. So that's what you're doing now. Lost in Space. Yeah. Because you've gone from the 2s there, which is obviously the beginnings, and also you've got the Fool card after this change, the Death card. And with all that, you had 2 5s there. And the 1 to the 10, if you scrunch it up, 5 is in the middle, so that it's like you've hit some really high hurdles. It's been tough. Been really tough. But you're learning how to let it go. And you're coming out as a double king energy. That's lovely. So let's definitely slide all that over there. Excuse me a sec, let me just do this, because then if we do need some more cards, we can always get them out again later. Okay. There you go. So, going forwards. And I loved this for you. At the top, we've got the Chariot. Yeah. So that you are moving on. You're ready to and to have the King of Wands now going into the Chariot, that's lovely, that's good energy. And the winner is the Six of Wands. That's somebody who's won, who's getting a promotion, who's victorious. So this is beautiful, moving on energy. Chariot and the Six of Wands. And then the spanner in the works for probably for any other sign of the 36 decans, this would be a real fly in the ointment, but not for you, because it's you. It's 5 of Cups. So you are moving on as a really pure, lovely version of yourself. Forget what it's the 5 of Cups. It's your birthday card. So forget what it looks like in the picture. It's you. You in the Chariot, successfully moving on, almost like a distilled version of yourself. Because here we go. That came out again. Scorpio card. So the changes surrounding this betrayal or this sabotage. Here we go. Really forced you to learn self-love, Queen of Cups. And you know, when you look at all these cups there, there's no tops on them. Queen of Cups, she's got a lid on that cup because she knows she has to protect herself, protect her heart. So whatever change this is, it's really. And the card that actually flashed at the same time as that was the Hermit. So if you've been spending time probably just working and putting some time distance between you and whatever this event was, then it looks like it's really working out really rather nicely. And you have the Ace of Cups here at the beginning. You've rediscovered self-love in a big way. And you've got a lot of major arcanas here. I mean, you've got the Chariot, the Death card, the Emperor's coming up, but you've got the Le Pendu, the Hanged Man. This is the story of Odin, who nailed himself to that tree. I mean, he would like to live his life that way around, but this issue was so important, he's had to look at it from all these different angles, all these different things. And that's when the runes came, after 9 days on Yggdrasil. So this Chariot, the Death card, Le Pendu, the Hanged Man, it certainly turns you upside down. Really turns you upside down. But in the same spot there, nothing's going to keep you down. 6 of Wands, you're coming out of it. Now the 6 of Wands, the decan of the 6 of Wands corresponds to the 2nd to the 11th of August. So what have you got going on there, eh? You dark horse. So it looks like something's going to happen, or you've got something in the diary, or something will happen. So just mark in your diary the 2nd to the 11th of August, because it looks like something interesting will come along. And if you don't feel like the Emperor now, you will definitely feel like the Emperor then. Something will come along and you'll realise, gosh, I am sort of master of my own destiny again, which would be another increase from the King of Swords and the King of Wands that we just had in the current position. So I mean, here we are in March, April, May, June, July, August, 4 or 5 months' time, something's going to really bed down. So let's take all those off. I'm going to get an animal spirit card. So maybe you could get inspiration from, I don't know, just watching a YouTube 5-minute video on this animal because it's a successful surviving species. Shark there, but we're not going to take it. How they hunt, how they eat, how they mate, how they nest, how they do whatever. serpent. Wow. So that's a spiritual, because it's a, in this deck it's a thing of spirit. Rather than fire, air, earth or water, it's the fifth element. So it's got an extra dimension to it. Wow. I knew I was going to get a tricky one. You probably won't find well, I don't know, you might not find a YouTube video on this, but sea serpent. Let's have a little look. Cosmic. Oh, you didn't get unicorn. Sea serpent, here we go. Healing emotional wounds, expressing desires. The sea serpent represents the energy of expression, whether it's emotions, creativity, sensuality, or desire. The sea serpent helps us move and direct our energy into a healthy current. When the essence of this card is in balance, we express ourselves creatively and essentially without fear or shame. We know what we desire most. Our heart is at ease and our relationships are meaningful and enduring. We loosen the grip of self-judgment. A lot of this forgiveness thing, forgiveness for what you didn't see coming last time. Oh, here we go. We loosen the grip of self-judgment and we let the cool waters of forgiveness in to heal our wounds. When the energy of the sea serpent is not yet activated, our emotions and creativity are left in the muddy waters. The current of expression stagnates in some areas of our life and in other places it floods. It's important to remember, no matter what the waters of our emotional life look like, the sea serpent leaves us just the same. Oh, loves us. The sea serpent loves us just the same. Like a mother, she wraps herself around us in a gesture of protection. She supports us as we learn to express our true nature. Well, that's the Queen of Cups if I ever saw it in a sea slug. There you go. So that really just qualifies this healing. Queen of Cups, Emperor. This really is a healing process, and of course, the Eight of Swords, you are going to have a few triggers along your way, but you are like shedding those triggers, and you're learning to accept and forgive yourself for the mistakes that you made previously, which were not your fault. But we can't catch everything coming at us, especially when people are throwing 10 swords at us. Yeah. So I'm just interested. Let's get some personality cards out to see. What's going on there? Oh, do you know? I knew it would be. Yes, this is just about the energy. It's getting rid of these dark energies, forgiving yourself for feeling dark. Nothing to do with that. It's just to represent the darkest energy. So we'll put that over there. I knew it'd be one of those because you get 6. There's another dark energy. You've actually had to slough off a lot of dark energies, which is why knowing that you're going to come out, well, you're going through the process of Queen of Cupsing yourself, and you're going to come out triumphant, that being saluted for all the hard work that you've done, because you will come back out on top. The Emperor's the most powerful man in the whole deck, on the mundane level, and the Hierophant is the spiritual card. Well, I know you're not that. So, well, I heard anyway. Let's get one here. Oh. Avenger! Desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. Well, I have to say, I know that this friend had to approach the authorities for justice, and let's hope that you feel as though you got the right balance of justice for the situation in which you found yourself, which was not anything to do with you. And without saying any more than that, because it's not my business, it's nobody else's business either, but that's the theme that we can draw across there. Let's get some cards on that. I hope that you did. Because to have the sea serpent there as the mothering, calming influence, I'm guessing you didn't. The Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is it's like the maximum abundance card. Now that's the feeling. The feeling of that is like you're feeling on top of the world. So let's just get a couple more. In this deck, the Ten of Swords. You see, Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords. This betrayal, this sabotage is still, of course, it's your story. It's going to stay with you forever. Of course, it is. But what I can see you doing is you're learning. It's like turning pain into power. Because here you've got the Six of Wands, the and the Ten of Swords. So actually you're triumphing over it and coming out the Emperor. Now you've got the Ten of Pentacles. One way of looking at that is that somebody stabbed you in the back 10 times for a load of money. But the healing from that. Oh, hello, that's my birthday card. 81. It's coming on leaps and bounds. That's electricity. It's pure energy. You're getting on with it much better. It's like taking off. It's the card that takes off. So I'm just going to explore the other side of this Avenger card. If you felt as though you weren't properly dealt with by the legal system because you got stabbed in the back, let's just rejuggle these cards. So, okay, let's just say you got stabbed in the back, the legal system couldn't do anything other than it left a nasty taste in your mouth. So you have had to go from no pentacles, or just feeling like absolutely washed out, drained, but you come back up to the Ten of Pentacles by this self-healing, learning to love yourself. And I'm guessing you spent an awful long time in this transformational process, coming back to Scorpio again, which is what you were there. But I mean, imagine going from, let's just take this from the Five of Cups, which is somebody who's looking back at the past about what they've lost. Doesn't mean quite the same for you, but from that to the Six of Wands, one of the most positive cards in the whole deck. But once this gets off the ground, there'll be no stopping you. And I think, you know, you're able to look back at that and just go, oh. But we'll just do 3 more quick cards and then we'll call it a day. Ah, cool. Oh yes. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. Jupiter energy, expansive energy. These both Sagittarius cards. So you're moving it on. You had the King of Wands earlier on. You really are moving it on. You're learning how to move it on. And as I said before, you're learning how not just to be responsive or reactive to things, which is if you were stuck down in litigation, that's what you end up being. Somebody goes, presses the button, you go, oh, ding dong. But you see, you're free of that. This is divine timing. You're at the top of the wheel. Yeah. And then you have the 8 of Pentacles, working hard at something. You've got the 8 of Pentacles again. So it's quite obviously you're working hard. And this is the 10 of Wands, the end of a cycle, to put down. You see, you've had a lot of 10s. 10, 10, 10. And you started off with the World card, the end of a cycle. You came out with the Fool card, the beginning of a new cycle. And you got the 10, lots of 10s. It's like and actually, the Wheel of Fortune, if you look at that, is actually a number 10 card. So this is a very interesting time to be doing this reading. And we're just going into Aries season. You're breaking. Yeah, it's almost like lift off for something. This springtime, because I know you're in Europe, it's almost like the clocks change tonight, because in about 3-4 hours time. It's almost like you're giving yourself maybe this weekend as some sort of a launch to go. I'm not, figuratively speaking, I'm not going to be like that anymore. I'm not going to be caught up like that anymore. I'm doing that. Yay! Back in control of my own life. On top of the Wheel of the Fortune. The Wheel of the Fortune. And I'm, I've taken the sword out of my back. I'm healing, and now I'm walking away from them. Feeling so much better about things. The 10 of Pentacles. I put down the 10 of Wands. No, starting again. Because you have the Page of Wands in what you're doing now. So, I hope these are helpful ideas to other people, just to show how it can be done, because when you refuse to go under, it doesn't often annoy people who are trying to put you under. Anyway, good luck with it, and thanks for letting me look at your cards. Take good care.